Hey, what's going on, crypto people?
What's up, what's up?
It is the Crypto Siege and Miss Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What's going on, guys?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Happy Memorial Day. I hope you guys are having an absolutely outstanding Sunday for sure. What a great day to be in the digital asset space, guys. I tell you, I did a video earlier today from home, XRP Ripple daily news in 0 to 10 minutes. Couldn't get any Wi-Fi on the road, so it'll be uploaded later on today. But I wanted to say hello, say hey, and say happy holidays to you. You know, I want to continue to follow up a little bit more on that executive order that President Donald Trump signed and made effective. Right? I really do think that is a big time key to moving forward in the digital asset space. I really, really do. And so when you think about, you know, the agency, right? Again, DeepMind pointed this out to me early in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, yesterday morning, I believe it was. And I went diving into that and what that looked like. And then I found out about his blog on Coil. And interestingly enough, we went down the same rabbit hole, which I thought was great. But I missed the SEC's part in it. In the video, I only went to the agencies of the OCC and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, because those were the recent ones, right? Both of those pointed to very, very positive things for the digital asset space, for XRP, especially that it was mentioned in the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It was mentioned, Ripple, the company, was mentioned, and XRP, the greatest digital asset ever created, mentioned in that particular thing. But the OCC thing with Brian Brooks was recent, very, very positive, talking about crypto firms, you know, mentioning that banks should follow the lead and learn from crypto firms. So those were the two things, you know, at the forefront of my mind. But DeepMind Lab was 10,000% correct in that it's the SEC as well, right? This opens the door for the SEC to be able to move forward without any kind of restraints on them, right? And so in the name of economic recovery, right? So they can move forward and, you know, with that kind of mindset that we're moving forward because this is what economic recovery can look like, taking advantage of DLT blockchain, right? Taking advantage of that, and it has to, in my opinion, allow for the banks to do some things that they've been wanting to do but aren't able to do because of, you know, regulatory uncertainty, regulations that won't allow them to hold these assets. And now they're going to listen. We don't know what they're going to do, but certainly the idea of an executive order that they can rescind, they can modify, they can work around the temporarily suspend regulations in the what's the word I'm looking to use, on behalf of this economic recovery. So you know, they can move forward, and the beer coal is the reason to allow them to move forward because of the economic damage that it caused. And so we're moving on in behalf of economic recovery. And I just think it's significant. What if these banks are now able to hold these assets? What if they're able to now free up, you know, $1 trillion, half a trillion, $2 trillion in these nostro vulture accounts? And we've all heard Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson time and time again point out two things. Number one, they know without a reservation that XRP can free up those trillions of dollars in the nostro vulture accounts. And number two, the thing that has been slowing them down and not being able to move forward has been this regulatory clarity or lack thereof, right? And I just believe that this really, really opens the door now to be able to put this regulation aside, if you will, and move forward, right? I just see some great things, and I don't know how or why I forgot the SEC, but my goodness, they're the main ones. The SEC is the main one, and so now there's no excuse. And here's the things, guys. What do you think major institutions that are crypto friendly, what do you think they're going to be saying to their SEC pals now? What about these major financial institutions? By the way, like BlackRock, like the CME, right? What are these major institutions now going to say? Don't you think they're going to be making phone calls to their buds down at the SEC and saying, what exactly does this executive order allow you to do? Because it sounds like to me that it allows us to move forward. What about this? It allows the good old US of A not to be left behind in terms of adopting this new technology. How about that? Right? How about that? And so the Deloittes of the world, the BlackRocks of the world, these major banking institutions, right? So the CME, right? You can best believe they're going to be calling their buds down at the SEC. They all hang out together. They have brunch and lunch and golf together. Okay, right? So, wow. I mean, think about it. I mean, Clayton's on a panel, doing an interview with Glenn Hutchins and forget the other guy, right? Talking digital assets, talking DLT. So I think this is going to be really, really huge. This is about the Donald, the President of the United States, saying, no, not so quickly, not so quickly, China, and those who might try to usurp the USA's dominance and and our ability to lead in technological advances like we did with the internet. Not so fast. Not so fast. Here we come. And I just think that he's always kind of been the guy that thinks that there's so much bureaucratic regulation slowing down progress. So there it is. It's an open door, in my humble opinion. So I'm excited to see going forward. What is this going to look like? Speaking of Nostrovostro accounts, interesting tweet took place yesterday. Between Andis Lundenberg, I believe, on Twitter, Michael Abernathy on Twitter, and David Schwartz. So Andis Lundenberg had brought up, what's up with the U.S., what is up with the Euro USD corridor that on the ODL that, watch that car behind me. What's up with that? Like, how did that happen? I thought you guys were only going to kind of focus in the quote-unquote illiquid markets, right? Great point, right? Because David Schwartz did say that, right? Because it made sense back then, I guess. So, Michael Abernathy, addresses it and says something. He said, yep, he did say that. And then Michael tweeted, hey, Joel Katz, what's up? Essentially, I'm paraphrasing. Hey, Joel Katz, what's up with the ODL scan there showing the Europe, USD corridor? I thought you guys were going to target the liquid. And David responded. Joel Katz, David Schwartz responded. He said, yep. He said, yeah, I thought that there would be no need for us to kind of target those areas because it's very liquid and it's very efficient. But he said our customers love the idea of being able to do things 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? On weekends and holidays, right? And then he also added, David Schwartz actually added, it'll be easy in terms of putting, adding your average euro and adding USD in there. So it's going to be a very efficient thing. So in essence, these big corridor markets that some of their partners operate in are saying, no, we welcome the ODL on these corridors. We welcome because of what it can provide us in terms of 24/7 weekends, holidays, nonstop. So absolutely exciting news. The fact that ODL can be used there, I think, is significant. And I also think that, I think that a lot of us have always thought, test the small markets, right? Ripple may say illiquid, but in the end, it's smaller markets. It's an opportunity to test without causing major harm if there happens to be, something kind of goes awry, right? So test the small slant illiquid market. So it was a smart move, but this is also saying now, feels like to me that they are ready to handle bigger volumes. They're ready to handle these bigger volumes. I mean, Europe to USD, that's a massive trading pair in the FX markets. And so being able to move there and have the ODL function there when they need it is a very cool thing. It points to great progress, in my opinion. So shout out to David Schwartz for just staying on top of things and responding when he can, right? There's sometimes where he can't respond, right? Got the NDAs and all that. He's not going to respond. But in times where he can respond and answer questions, he does. And I think that's absolutely outstanding to have a guy like that be able to answer some questions and kind of fill some voids, if you will, when we need some questions answered. So shout out to Anders Lundenberg on Twitter and Michael Abernathy on Twitter, and shout out to big time Joel Katz for responding to that. So that's another big news thing, I believe, guys. It certainly points to the progress. And oh, by the way, check out Mickey B. Fresh's tweet on Twitter about why the XRP price kind of where it is. He points to a great Medium blog that helps you kind of understand it. Listen, for me, it was a little on the physics side, so I couldn't, I went through it briefly, but it's a lot of, kind of some deep physics stuff there. But in essence, it's explaining why the price kind of where it is and why it's been kind of where it is for how long that it's been. But it in the end, it also points to when it does go, it's going to be a big thing. So maybe you want to check that out. Go check out Mickey B. Fresh tweet recently, because he was pretty amped up about the Medium blog. Go check that out and read that Medium blog for yourselves to just kind of get an idea of what that looks like in terms of the price, why it's been that way, for how long, and in essence, kind of explaining it in a lot of ways. So yeah, really, really excited about what's going on with the digital asset space. The XRP ecosystem continues to get big and bigger. And listen, the network effect, guys, the network effect of the Ripple net is real. Don't discount it. It is real. And the bigger it gets, the more exponentially impactful it becomes. Right? That is, it's outstanding. And like we always say on this channel, you're not going to want to be that dude, right? That SME, that small medium, that money transmitter business that is on the outside of the Ripple net looking in. You are not going to want to be that SME. Because the Ripple net effect is massive. It's powerful. It allows you to make greater connections, right, with the Ripple net home. It allows you to expand your business. And let us not forget the new job position out there that Ripple put out, job hire for director in the loans business. In the loan business. And Ripple will be providing working capital to the SMEs, FIs, whatever, on the Ripple net. Guys, that is going to be huge. It is going to be huge. And also, that Bank of America thing is still kind of out there, right? It's still kind of out there. What's this announcement going to look like? It's a lot of people kind of speculating. What's that going to look like? We can't forget about that and how that's going to play into this whole thing. Sure, we know about the little kind of, pre-IPOs, if you will, with Linkto, I guess you pronounce it Linkto, and offering shares of Ripple. I guess some of the private shareholders are able to offer their sale of their shares of Ripple to other people who want to buy them. So, gosh, when you think about it, one time I saw the shares were 89 cents. and now these shares are selling for, I think, 20 something plus dollars, nearly $30. Yeah, I guess I would want to get rid of some of my shares too. So, but you know, it's accredited investor type stuff there. But yeah, if you want to learn about that, I think you can go to link2.com, linqtl.com. So all of these things still in play. The Bank of America thing, that announcement, when they do it, is going to be huge in a lot of ways. And SBI is coming. SBI is coming. I saw in a Discord that that they were planning on making an announcement about XRP being used just prior to the Olympics in Japan, right? But since the Olympics got delayed, they were going to make this announcement sooner. But don't know. That's kind of, my guy, that's kind of one of those, well, my guy said, type deal. So we'll see how that goes. Apparently, they're looking to make some kind of announcement with XRP in Japan, January 4th through the 6th or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes, guys. All right, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.